Okay, hello everybody. This is your IELTS speaking coach, Cliff. Hashtag, right, teacher Cliff online. So this is for my very good IELTS academic studying students. And this is your part two or part three generalized topic. And again, I say a generalized topic because there are many that are still undetermined, that you do not know, that you may not be studying for. So my advice is to always just study as many topics, English topics, as possible, just not the ones that are provided to you by we coaches, as well as provided to you in your text, as well as online. There might be new ones that are coming down the pipeline, as we would say. So therefore, try to be as fluent as possible in your English and just keep practicing with your fellow classmates, as well as obviously native English speakers, because that will help your fluency and your intelligibility, meaning you will be then understood by fellow native English speakers better. And that is the goal of IELTS, because they want to know how you communicate with other English speakers, whether native or not, since English is the number one world language, most spoken second language in the world, as well as they want you to be able to effectively communicate if you study abroad and live abroad, especially in a native English speaking nation. So, moving on, that was my little advice for the day. So, this is education. And again, if you just simply memorize all of these questions, you are doing yourself a disservice, no good, because you will not be able to fully grasp the material. And if you are provided other questions, you might get thrown off. You might not know what to say. So starting off at number one, what makes a good student? Or you could hear this question differently, what makes right? For a good student. So these are all in my opinion, or I think, I believe answers. And if you aren't fluid enough, or if you don't feel that you are, or you are a little shaken or off put by a question, just try to repeat it. This is why you really need to master your learned language, whatever language. Try to master comprehending, understanding it, because then it's easier to possibly translate, if needs be, into your head, into your native language, and then translate outwardly. So, what makes for a good student? So, I think that a good student should be, right, should be diligent, hardworking, and cooperative. That's an okay part three answer. If you really want to expound and make it better, then you expound on those. So I think a good student is diligent in that he or she, right, on your IELTS test, works very hard, that is hardworking also, that studies almost every day the designated topics, and is cooperative and communicative with not only their teachers but their classmates. Now that is a very good IELTS score. Number two, what role should the teacher have in the classroom, right? So I think, right, TH, again, the TH sound for my great Asian IELTS speaking students. So I think the role, again, if you are stumped and you are thinking, just repeat the question, right? So I think that the role of teachers should be facilitators, motivators, and educators. That's still a very good. You've used three adjectives. However, again, if you want to expand or expound on your answer and make it better and possibly increase your score, you could say they are facilitators in that they provide the information to their students. They are also motivators, that they want to compel and drive students to always be better. And they also provide the information that we should be getting educated on. Now, that's a fantastic answer. Number three, again, do you think, and go ahead, watch my mouth, There's many professional linguists online that can help you with this, but right, so it's think. And again, I understand that sound is not, it is not in the vernacular or the speaking of many Asian countries. So just keep practicing. That's okay. So do you think computers will one day replace teachers in the classroom? Yes, I unfortunately think. I think it's happening even now that the easeability and convenience of online education, one could say that I'm coming through as in through computer mechanisms as it is. I think artificial intelligence, AI, will only increase and make it better. As I also think the old style classroom is antiquated and serves no purpose nowadays because online education is so convenient, right? It's like 中文 in Chinese, 方便, right? Very convenient. Number four, how has teaching changed in your country in the last few decades, right? And decades are 10 years, so decades is a countable noun. So that would generally either mean two or 20 or 30, right? Would be a few decades. So how has teaching changed in your country in the last 20 or 30 years? So I believe, in my opinion, I believe we have changed drastically or dramatically over the past 20 or 30 years because of technology. Technology has also can and has brought us closer. However, there's still the personal touch. But now with the development of artificial intelligence, it becomes whether we will become robots and cyborgs, but how we best learn and adapt to this technology. So it has changed from the old standard student in the classroom to now more of a technologically based educational system. Right. I explained that, I think, pretty well. Yes. Number five, what is the difference between the way children learn and the way adults learn? Right. So this is a compare, contrast, yin yang, right? One versus the other. So I think, again, TH sound I think the difference between the way children learn and the way adults learn, right? Repeat your question, is that children are sometimes forced to learn. They might not be willing to learn, and they need more motivational factors, as opposed to, in contrast to, uh, besides, right? These are all academic compare and contrast intermediaries that float over. So compared to adults who are sometimes more driven because they pay for the class, they have an actual goal or desire in mind, and they are maybe more academically centered. Okay, so that's just expounding on the answer and I think making it better. Number six, the final one. So how can a teacher make lessons for children more interesting? Again, I believe or I think, in my opinion, or I would like to say, right, there's many introductory words to start off these sentences. But in my opinion, I think teachers should make the lessons more compelling, more interesting, but also include the subject matter. Again, if you want to expound on that, so teachers should make them more interesting by including what today's culture is for the children, what they are interested in, maybe into the lesson plan. More compelling or motivating in terms of driving and compelling them to want to learn more about your subject matter, as well as educational. Of course, they need to incorporate what it is that we should all know and learn into their lesson plan. So again, hopefully I helped you out. This is Teacher Cliff. Please subscribe, right, to my YouTube channel. If you haven't already, please subscribe below. And thank you very much. All right.